Hi everybody, Professor Christina here, and we are today going to learn a little bit about building dashboards and visualizations. Dashboards and visualizations are a great way for us to find out a little bit more about our data and focus in on specific topics. For instance, you might want to know how much revenue you're generating from organic search versus social media, or how much more revenue you're generating from your desktop traffic versus your mobile. You might want to know whether you're making more sales in the summer or the winter. You can even focus in on sales of a particular product. All of that you can do pretty easily by building dashboards and visualizations. So we're going to get started in the Google Analytics 4, and that's partly because Google Analytics is shifting over. Universal Analytics is not going to be available in terms of creating new data after July of 2023. So it's better to get used to Google Analytics 4 since that's the platform of the future. It's also super easy to create any kind of dashboard or visualization in Google Analytics 4. So that's where we're going to get started. So to follow along, make sure you're in Google Analytics 4. And then you're going to go over to Explore. And Explore is going to give you a chance to explore your data through a data visualization. We're here on the page right now, and you can see that they've got a bunch of templates ready-made if you have a visualization that's something a lot of people have already needed to create. You can do, for instance, a funnel exploration, looking at your conversion funnel. You can look at the path exploration of what kinds of paths people are taking through your website. You can explore your segments. You can explore different cohorts of users, that is, users who came to your website at a particular time, as well as exploring the lifetime behavior of different users. You've also got some options here where you can look at your acquisition channels and filter those by which ones are, for instance, more profitable or generating the highest volume of traffic or the most conversions or any other factor. You can also look at conversion paths and explore your customer journey. It's not as full-fledged as a customer journey map that you might create on your own because it's only looking at your Google Analytics, but it can be a very good starting point to a customer journey map. You can explore your user behavior, or you can predict top spenders. It's also got some visualizations focusing on, for instance, different industries like gaming and e-commerce. Today I'm going to try to do a simple variation of the user lifetime template. What we're going to do is we are going to look at the different profitability of our desktop versus our mobile units. And you can see here that the defaults have already been set up in many ways. You've got your traffic sources, and you've got the lifetime customer value, as well as the engagement duration on average of different users and their lifetime transactions. Now, what I want to do is I want to clean this up to eliminate any of the customer segments where we do not know their acquisition channel or Google Analytics is not showing it. And I want to compare the lifetime customer value of my desktop versus my mobile users. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this none and this not set. And I'm going to do that simply by right-clicking and hitting exclude selection. It's that easy to remove a data point from any of these default explorations, which are the terms Google Analytics 4 uses for data visualizations. So after right-clicking and excluding, I am now left with only organic, CPC, referral, affiliate, and email, and comparing the lifetime customer values of each one. And you can see here, it's already super valuable information. We know that our organic traffic, for instance, is among our most profitable, but email is super profitable with $12.71 of average lifetime customer value. Now, remember, these are already committed customers, but still, this is a very valuable visualization. But let's make it a little bit more valuable. I'm going to go into the segment comparisons, and I'm going to compare the mobile segment and the desktop segment. And I'm going to do that using two different ways of building segments. The first is there's already a pre-built by default mobile segment in Google Analytics 4. So to use a pre-built segment, I just grab it and I drag and drop it right over here into segment comparisons. You give it a minute to populate, and it's already going to give you very valuable information. You can see how my mobile traffic stacks up against all of our traffic, desktop, tablet, and mobile. And you can see here it is pretty darn average. But I want to know, how does our desktop traffic compare to our mobile traffic? You can see here I don't have desktop traffic as a pre-built segment, so I'm going to hit this plus sign here to create that segment. That's going to open up this window where I'm going to build the desktop segment so I can compare it to the mobile segment. I'm going to click under Create a Custom Segment. I'm going to go to User Segment. And then from there, I'm going to use the drop-down menu to look for their device. And you can see here, I am going to find Platform Device. Click on that. And then Device Category. Under Device Category, I'm going to click Add Filter. It's going to look for any device category that contains desktop. And I'm going to hit Apply. It then looks at how big that audience is going to be. And you can see here 73.8% of all sessions are desktop. 58,000 sessions are desktop. So I'm going to save and apply. While that populates, we're going to talk about a little bit about how you can slice and dice your data. It's already populated, but you can see here I would be able to look at the first user source, the first user medium, and so on and so forth. And so here's my desktop traffic. I didn't bother to put a title on it. I can always go back and fix it later. And so you can see here I'm comparing my desktop to my mobile, and you can see huge differences. Already, the email segment was incredibly high value in mobile with a lifetime customer value that was pretty darn high, but I can see here with email, the lifetime customer value is actually $27.71. Now, right now it's showing a little bit of a zero here with lifetime customer value, and that's because we did not have any sales for the time period we're looking at now. This has shifted to a different time period. It's looking at just the last week. You can see it go over here. Actually the last month, and you can say, for instance, I want to look at quarter to date, hit apply, and then you'll get data for the entire quarter. July 1st now to August 14th when we're recording this, let it populate, and you'll be able to see a little bit more data. If that still doesn't give you anything, and it doesn't, mobile traffic didn't generate anything over the past quarter, I can go back and I can actually look at the entire year. I'll go into custom. And I'm going to say I want to go all the way back to January 1st of 2022. And I want to see what the data tells me there. And that's going to give us a much better comparison basis for our desktop versus mobile traffic. Let that populate. And again, it takes a little while for it to analyze the data and load. And now we'll be able to see for the entire year the different lifetime customer values and engagement rates. Now you can see here you've got other options while this is populating. We can look at it. For instance, we can look at just total users, just lifetime engagement, lifetime transactions. I'm going to keep it as it is. And you can see here let's get into data deleted. Let's exclude that. So that we've got cleaner data. And again, now we're looking at data for the entire year. You also, by the way, have options for different visualizations that you can check off in the drop-down menu. You can change, for instance, right now we are again doing the user lifetime analysis. You can take this same data and then look at it through a funnel visualization or any of the other options available. Unfortunately, it then has reset the date again. So we're going to have to change. Nope, it hasn't. January 1st, and it's showing me completely different data. It's giving me email. Oh, here we go. Now it's populated again. And look at this dramatic difference. If we filter out mobile data and we go back to January 1st, you can see here $26 is the lifetime customer value for our email users. And actually, if I go back to January 1st, our lifetime customer value averages out for mobile traffic to 47 cents. That's not good. So obviously email is on desktop one of our biggest drivers. Overall though, if you look comparison by comparison across organic, you've got $2.89 versus 71 cents. Overall, no matter what, the first user medium, the lifetime customer value of a desktop user is $2.64 and 58 cents for mobile. So using this simple data visualization, I've been able to demonstrate that our desktop users are a lot more profitable than our mobile users. This is a pretty complex visualization. Give yourself time to play around with it. Try some very simple explorations just like we've done this time, looking at, for instance, different acquisition channels, different devices, different demographics, different times of year or different products, and compare side by side just two different factors. You'll get comfortable with these different techniques and you'll start to get more power out of your analytics by building your own custom dashboards and visualizations.